Hello, I'm Ami, the Key Management Advisor at Let Me See What We See. Thank you for joining, allowing me in your experience. So, today I'd like to talk about what do you choose when emotion challenges speaking out your mind? What do you choose when emotion challenges speaking out your mind? Stay tuned after the mindfulness exercise, being current with conscious breathing exercise. This is the quickest meditation, being current. Allow my voice guide your attention and becoming back to a neutral sense of self, well being. So just relax and get your favorite drinks. I have a cup of fresh brewed coffee here with me. Actually, drinking something physically or chewing something is helpful. Our awareness to notice where our physical body is located. It sounds pretty weird, but it's so true. Unless otherwise, we are so busy engaging with what we are dedicating to create for our work or home, at the tasks and your ideas and plans and memories and all this. These mind are such a busy, messy place. And this realm, I mean, the mind is invisible energy and always changing, engaging, and moving. Even if you are physically just stay still here, or some people are moving your body in here, and doers, doing. But even if you are doer, your mind is perhaps that engaging in more things, the ideas and all these responding to the environment around you, or when you are talking to someone, or maybe talking to yourself, that self is regretting what you've done, or maybe you're thinking about the future excitement. So in the past, present, future, to yourself talking, responding to your own voice or someone else's around you, in front of you, or in a distance with the telephone or the texting or chatting or telepathically. So we always connecting and engaging in such a connection as an living on earth reality. So this is the time to just shut all this noise, or maybe even the important, not the noise, but the sound or something that it's crucial for your creation, whatever would that be. Taking the time for ourselves to back into our most harmonious oneness within ourselves, and recapturing sense of self, well-being, good feeling, good idea, mindset here now to connect the highest good well-beingness. So that is the most important things, to taking care of ourselves as a VIP, very important person of your life, who is you. And oxygen mask first ourselves, and to serve others better. Connecting ourselves better knowing our needs. And when we feel better, think better, then we magically solve others better because our ability is the best available for using, for expanding and being useful for others as well. So here's the time for you to connect to yourself and allow my voice guide your attention. Because attention is the navigator of your energy. The energy moves where your attention moves. Most of the time, we are unconscious about noticing something, and your eyes are seeing, and we don't think why our eyes are looking at that. Why eh, I seeing this or smelling this and hearing. You know, it's just that we do this automatically connecting. Only the 5% consciousness is our area that we can manage ourselves. The rest of other part, 95%, is unconscious, subconscious. So this is the few percent of this few portion of beingness, the awareness, consciousness, to create that our beingness in a most authentic, organic, natural way of human being. As in a human, we have a body and we have brain and we have a heart. So we are in the physical body moving, magically function without our attention. Breathe in and out. The heart is pumping blood and circulating, and we nurture this body with movement and also nutritious energy to get going. And our mind, we have ability to think and memorize and learning through the experience, the information so far. And that is an amazing function that we have as a memory, and still mysterious what we can do with our mind. However, that um, this thinking is based on what we already experienced, the pattern of energy, what we think and how we perceive based on what we think is that since we arrived, A, B, C happened, and D must be the next. We learn since we are baby. And all this studied learning patterns is the foundation of what we think. When we change what we think and we behave in different way, and then also we have feeling, the emotion that what we feel is based on how we perceive. So the perception is one of the most key component that we as a human is creating our beingness. So how we perceive is based on how we think, the mind. And emotion, how we feel, is also reflected to what we think. So think well, feel well, then manage well. It's the three components for living clarity. for choosing, bettering, most fulfilling your heart of the matter. So the managing is the observer self. We have a body, we have a mind, we have a feeling, and who is the owner of this element? You are the owner. You are not only the body. You are not only the mind. You are not only your feeling, but you, that you, observer you, owner you, can manage each part of you in a way that navigated most enjoyable, fulfilling life experience. So this observer self using 5% of the consciousness can notice what we are thinking, what our body is responding, what our emotion is bringing information. And practicing that muscle to observe what's within us, especially non-physical energy element, because the physical is visible and easier to notice. Let's say like when we have a scratch on a hand, and it's easy to notice because it's visible. However, it's a mind state and feeling. It's more complex than visible um, messages from our beingness. And mindfulness to be here now is there in our everyday experience. We are engaging, connecting to many things around and within, and create, express, and produce their uh, life. And feeling overwhelmed or tired or observer is noticing is it's good to update and realign as a system cleanup, because you're taking the time to reboot, reconnect, and realign your humaning system. That is another way to take a look what mindfulness exercise is. So when we talk about the mindfulness, some people think that need to take an hour or a couple hours to sit still and be quiet and closing your eyes and the meditate. That's one way to do, but it doesn't need to be that way. The idea is to realigning each part of ourselves and reset, reboot, and system cleansing, and then back into the neutral self of your sense of beingness. That's the goal. And here is the quickest practical exercise of mindfulness by deep breath, consciously engaging the oxygenation, bringing all the oxygen into our body and to let it out with that no longer serving whatever the energy. From the energy point of view, the air oxygen is also energy, and consciously choosing that energy is needed for our beingness to rebooting, cleansing ourselves right now from the nose and circulate that new energy and cleansing it as if using the water to freshen out the clogging the plugs, just imagine like a new fresh air energy coming into your body and freshening out all the no longer serving energy, whatever that means. You don't need to know what exactly means, like your emotion, your experience, or, the event or people, whatever that be, that no longer serving you here. So let that out. Release, remove. The important thing is that consciously doing it, just like cleaning up the craps from our cell phone, periodically we just the system clean up and boost the performance. This is the same thing. No need to take that long hours. Just do it. Even the eyes open, so you can do it while you are driving. Actually, when you are driving is pretty good. Because have you ever experienced that when you are driving and out of the blue, realization arrived and it's like, gee, you know, what the heck I was thinking? This is the way. All the sudden, just like ding, the pieces of puzzle came in and fitted in. The new view showed up, and while you were just driving, it's just driving is such an interesting state that we are subconsciously and then of course consciously seeing what's in front of us and back of us and all the environment around us. However, that we are not always engaging into putting the brakes on the gears, or just auto drive, or almost likely manually we are doing it, but we just drive subconscious level and then a conscious level noticing it. So the observer is back of our eyeballs, is noticing, observing it, and then the body is moving the car, driving the car in the driver's seat, the body, and then behind ourselves in the back of our eyeballs, observing what's happening. And then that state is quite an unique space and easier for us to bring the connection to, you name it, spirit or inspiration or somewhere outside of our creativity or our mind. But part of us is connect and realize that something significant for our creation. So, in the sense that it's the mindfulness state when we are driving. It's funny because we are driving, multitasking, but it's the same as when you feeling sad, like lost of some important things and shocking, and it's so sad. And then also you feel the joy remembering the talk with your friend. So these feelings are also simultaneously happening within us in multiple levels. You know what I'm saying? Even if our physical body is here now, we are just, multi-dimensional sense of being. So simultaneously, things can be happening. So that's one of the idea that's why we are thinking so many things at the time and talking and multitasking so many things, and just shut all down, but to observe, just like driving and what you're doing and sitting here breathing i- in this case, because it's a conscious breathing exercise. When you're driving, that's the driving, moving the car. Your hands are on saddles. So here is that consciously engaging oxygenation intake in from the nose and then back of your eyeball. Notice how your body is sensing the air coming in and circulating inside of your body, and let that out slowly. Okay? So let's do that. Let us take a long, deep breath, counting 3, 1 from the nose. Go. 2, 3. Hold it. Hold it. And release slowly from the mouth. Keep both of your eyes open, wide awake, and notice what part of your body is responding to this new energy, air, when it's coming in from your nose, lungs, heart, and bring the air inside of your trunk as if you have a balloon inside of your body, and make it as big as much as you can and keep it. And then push a little bit with this fresh energy from inside towards out, like stretching your body from inside, and then let that out slowly with no longer serving whatever. This is the perfect time to do a cleansing with the spring energy, cleansing, spring cleaning your beingness. Ready? Let us take a long, deep breath, counting 3, 1 from the nose. Go. 2, 3. Hold it. And release slowly. It no longer serving everything. The last one with the silence. When we exhaling this time, let us use a vocal, the voice saying ah, and let all the no longer serving whatever energy from your beingness and leave it up here that belongs to the past. Ready? Let's go. Ah. Thank you for taking the time for yourself. Conscious breathing exercise, the quickest meditation, taking you to the mindfulness state here now. I'm Ami. the energy management advisor at Let Me See What We See. How do you feel right now? Hope you are noticing the changes before and after of this mindfulness exercise. This is a practical way to do it, so you can do it before the important meetings and appointment or presentation or before you are going to sleep or wake up. Anytime that your intuition guiding you to reset, reboot your humaning system, this allows you to reset, reboot, and be in current update. So please do it by yourself and enhance the performance and help you become more aware of your body and mind and relatedness, training your observer noticer self, the self-awareness, better alignment. So, key focus of the day, I'd like to talk about that. What do you choose when emotion challenges speaking out your mind? What does this mean? Is that when we want to tell something about, and second thought that inner voice said that, well, if I say something, it's not gonna get and be understood, and if I say something, it just um I don't want to be rejected. That's the fear. That's the emotion behind it. It's the disallowing your own mind to speak and tell something to others, considering something feels like considering about others. However, it's about the self feeding, needing attention. So when we give ourselves permission to notice this emotion and manage it in a better way, we can develop some muscle to manage it. That part of us is ready to grow. So when we ignore it, with or without aware of it, somehow this energy piles, and what is going to go, that repressed energy, is stored in some part of our beingness, and most likely that is in the body. So when we're repeating this ignoring with or without aware of it, the body is gonna tell us a message as like, hey, unhealthy symptoms or is happening. And our body is very flexible, actually. So it stores and stores and piled until it really unable to manage it in the physical realm. So the body sending a message as a disease or symptom. So before that would happen, the ideal is to noticing that energy. Emotion is also energy, and repressing is the storing some invisible energy. And so let us treat this invisible energy and emotion as an element that manageable energy. So learn here is how we can do it to manage the non-physical energy of emotion when we repressing our word not to speak out. So when we notice that energy holding you for speaking out your mind. Maybe that's the fear of rejection or fear of being labeled as some other certain way that you would possibly avoiding to be perceived in that way. Um, there isn't a way to expressing your mind in appropriate way. That's the communication skills. That's the two-way expressing it or explaining it, the emotions. Um, so what you are feeding is the fear of creating the misunderstanding or misjudged or being perceived in certain way is the other person's issue. So your job is to expressing what you think as respecting your beingness regardless of the outcome. When we focus on the outcome without telling your truth in a voicing out way, and you never giving yourself an opportunity to show who you are, show what you are thinking. When we have a hard time telling what we are thinking to other people in an appropriate way, it's very challenging to connect and communicate with others because we have a mind and thinking and communication is the wording. There's a language is also there. However, that what we think and to bring in into the word and communicate. So notice the own state, what you are feeding. It is the anxiety or overwhelming, whatever. So notice, and then that's the left brain to notice and choose that word. That is the left brain. So feeding is just a feeding, right? And then what is this? Describing that mood. Am I feeling disappointing or fearful about when speaking out this mind or idea or what I think to others? Or I am fearful about being misjudged. So it's just to notice the wording out. So then you will know that emotion is there for the reason stopping you to speak out. And when you know that emotion and noticing where you are behind repressing what your mind to connect, then that's manageable because you know what your emotion is bringing the information. And notice that when you speak out, they understood or not, that's their job. But if you are not doing it, there's no way they could understand you. So, speaking the truth, the true voice in words, sometimes it's just the fear of speaking out, especially it is the crucial. very close to your core needs. It's when you're talking to your clients or your bosses, or perhaps it's a lover. When the matter you really matters and close to your core, important core essence, issue, or desire, and then that fear is coming up to what if I lose this opportunity? And all these emotions are wrapping around to speak that word. So sometimes it's body shakes, the voice shakes, the fear and needing the courage. But open your heart, knowing that you must speak from your heart and talk open to the heart. And how they receive is their karma. And what you speak is your job, faithful to your spirit. On behalf of your spirit, you need to speak out from your heart. And be open to the critical responses. That's fine. Your job is to openly, honestly find the word resonating to your true voice. How do you find the resonating? That's another skill. However, never ignore that feeding emotion. Talk from your heart, regardless of the outcome. If someone judges it, and then you may want to find a better way to express for the next time, or maybe you can choose to change the environment to talk to the person or the company or the client or that will resonate to your mindset. That is so important to become closer by communicating and wording, connecting with others, even they say no. And that gives you an opportunity to realign, rearrange your stance to connect more aligned to your heart of the matter, or defining your way of choosing the word more resonating to the heart instead of repressing and the body is reactive to the message to you that hey, you need to be follow in your heart, to speak out from your heart, and unless otherwise it's going to be challenging. So take the message from the body. If you have this is going to be related to our fifth energy center, if you're familiar with the chakra, and then it's the fifth chakra. The physical location is the neck, shoulder, thyroid, jars, and mouth, and the teeth around here. So when you like jaw tight, closing, and instead of speaking out your mind, but just that tight jaw to like biting the word instead of speaking out. So that is going to be a challenge in the physical body. So notice that if your jaws and neck is tight, it's more relaxed. Relax and notice the message from that emotions. And work on yourself to challenge to speak out your true voice. How do you know the true voice is? To observe. And if it's fearful, empty the fear. Write that down. Fear basically is coming from a lack of information. When we are unsure about that, what is coming next, or what it is, the current, do research, know about that. What is your fearful about? The fear of rejection, or what does that mean, that the rejection from certain things? What is causing that fear? Fear is not good or bad. That's the energy. It's bringing the information. Hey, you need to know that more about the information so that you feel comfortable, secure, and to use it as a challenge instead of fearful. So it's about how we would like to hold the energy, so the particular uh, opportunity to dedicate. So think well, feel well, manage well. So today I share about what do you choose when emotion challenges speaking out your mind. Choose wisely to notice the emotion and use the word and translate. Educate yourself, getting to know about yourself, and to take action, speak out instead of ignoring that emotion and deciding, avoiding to speak your mind. Talk from your heart with your true voice. I'm Ami, the energy management advisor. Thank you for listening. If you are interested in to learn about energy and how you can manage your own energy in a practical way, check the webpage www.livewithclarity.com. Look forward to connecting your energy and exercising your mind, stretching, and build the muscle to observe non-physical and physical energy for creating bettering for the next success. I see you next time. Until then, you have a wonderful creation and live with clarity. Bye.